Now at 6, how a new Missouri law is intended to make drivers pay better attention to the road. Plus, the Joplin ROCC looks to create a safe haven for people dealing with drug abuse. And how a Joplin bank is helping area kids one meal at a time.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Time is running out for Joplin area residents, business owners, and anyone else to participate in the city's survey related to homelessness. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The survey is part of a homeless study. Its goal is to identify different organizations and services available for this population to come up with a better plan on how to coordinate them. The deadline to turn in that survey is July 14th. Right now, the city faces a big challenge. There's no space in the homeless shelters and also no low-income housing available in Newton and Jasper counties.
You know, we've always had a certain degree of homelessness in Joplin. Most communities do. It's more or less visible depending where you're at. I think COVID really exacerbated some of these issues that brought it to the forefront that we really need to come up with better solutions.
I mean, there are a lot of families that are just a paycheck away from becoming homeless because of low income and high rents and everything, all basic costs are rising.
The Homeless Coalition estimates there are more than 250 homeless people in Jasper and Newton counties, with most of them living in Joplin. Last week, more than 850 responses to that survey were submitted. Again, the deadline is just 1 week from today. You'll find a link to that online survey through our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Tonight at 10, the stories and challenges of 2 homeless men living in Joplin and more on what's being done. Texting while driving will soon be illegal in Missouri. Governor Parson signed a bill banning handheld cell phone use while driving. That includes texting, scrolling, or otherwise holding your phone behind the wheel. It does still allow for the use of hands-free features like talk to text and speaker modes. Stephanie Benning, who lost her husband due to distracted driving and whose last name is on the bill, has words for people who might think the fine is annoying.
$150 and not a loss of life is definitely well worth it. And we need to realize when we are driving, we're driving the most deadliest thing we can each day when we get behind the wheel.
Now, the new law takes effect on August 28th. Penalties won't be given, though, until 2025. Until then, it's considered an education period to warn and inform drivers. And the law is for moving vehicles. If you are legally stopped, like at a stoplight, well, then you won't get a ticket. And there are exceptions for EMS, law enforcement, rideshare drivers, and more. Tonight at 10, we're going to break down the bill further and hear from AAA on punishments for violating the law. The Kansas Attorney General today sues to prevent transgender people from changing their sex on their driver's licenses. The law is also to rebuke Governor Laura Kelly for defying the AG's interpretation of a new law. Attorney General Chris Kobach contends a law that took effect Saturday prevents such changes and requires the state to reverse any previous changes in its records. More than 900 people have changed their listing for sex on their birth certificates in the past 4 years. Boy, we need some more rain. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
We do. We've had rain all around us over the past 3 or 4 days, just not a whole bunch right here in the 4-state area. And again, we're going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms for us tonight. Very hit and miss out there right now. We have a few, kind of a dying band of showers in our far western counties and a couple little thunderstorms that have popped up in southwestern Missouri, at least over the past hour or two. These are going to kind of drift towards Springfield, and that band is really just going to kind of fall apart. But what we're really keeping our eyes on is late tonight. After midnight, that's when we have a better shot to get scattered thunderstorms into the region. So here's 1 a.m. The heaviest will be along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line. But if you look at this, a little bit more widespread than what we have seen over the past several days. Showers and thunderstorms into tomorrow morning. We're going to look at the rest of the weekend here in just a bit.
See you soon. Dealing with drug abuse can be a struggle for people from all different walks of life. At the Joplin ROCC, or the Recovery Outreach Community Center, they focus on creating a safe haven for its members. Not only do they connect members with recovery resources, but they also rehabilitate members into society.
And what did that help look like? It comes in all sorts of resources, from getting an ID, a birth certificate, maybe help you don't have a computer and you need to apply for a job because everything is online now. We have computer stations set up. We have people who will listen to you. We have peer supports, certified peer supports that will help you navigate through the issues that you're having.
The ROCC is open weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Southeast Kansas artists come together today to get to know one another and discuss their work. The Pittsburgh Arts Council and the Kansas Creative Arts Industries Commission hosted a regional meetup at Block 22 in Pittsburgh. Organizers say it's a chance for artists and art enthusiasts to connect and network. Officials also discussed statewide initiatives and upcoming events.
So this meetup is one of a few regional arts meetups that we're coordinating in advance of the state art symposium that's happening in Salina later this fall. So we're really generating interest about what's going on here in the region and how we can help support.
One of the events discussed was the Kansas Arts Council Symposium, which will take place in October in Salina. Still ahead, Arvest Bank in Joplin makes its mark on the community by helping kids in need. Plus, how a local orthodontist is offering support for a nonprofit organization. Arvest Bank in Joplin is helping kids one meal at a time. The Arvest Million Meals campaign helped raise more than 32,000 meals for Bright Futures in Joplin. That beats last year's numbers. The bank today held a check presentation of $8,000 with Joplin school officials to cap off their feet. During the 8-week campaign, Arvest raised a total of nearly $460,000 to benefit 84 local organizations in the 4 states. The fundraising total equals almost 2.3 million meals.
We rely entirely on donations and grant funding, so donations like this are huge to us. It's how we operate.
The more than 2 million meals is their second largest total ever. This is Arvest's 13th annual Million Meals campaign. Local orthodontist office is making an impact on the Joplin community. LaFleur Wilson Ortho today kicked off their 2-month partnership with the Ronald McDonald Charities of the 4 states. For the program, they're lending their hands in volunteer work. It'll include projects such as filling comfort bags for future guests and organizing toys that have been donated to charity.
We believe at LaFleur Wilson Orthodontics that we can make a bigger impact if we join forces with somebody. Instead of just trying to make a difference on our own, we feel like we can make a greater impact with the community in that way.
The orthodontist office also encourages its patients to donate to the Ronald McDonald House. A little later, Neosho, Missouri embraces its countryside with the annual Newton County Fair. We'll pay a visit.
Plus, we're going to get some scattered thunderstorms in here tonight. I'm going to have those details coming up. Well, a lot of clouds outside for us once again today, and a few scattered showers. Most of us have been fairly dry throughout the daytime hours for us today. Better chances to get some rain in here later on tonight, which is very good news. We all need it. A lot of clouds, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Temperatures, not bad. Most of us mid 80s and then upper 70s where the clouds are a little bit thicker in our far western counties. 7th and Rangeline looks pretty good, currently sitting at about 84 degrees, high temp today 88. So it did warm up. It was almost hot across the region. Through the evening, a few isolated storms, most of us dry, better chances for thunderstorms for all of us, especially after midnight tonight. All right, let's look west, kind of a dying band of showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. Most of us dry. This is very, very light rain. We've seen a few thunderstorms pop up in southwestern Missouri, but again, this is light rain in our western counties down through parts of Oklahoma. And then once you get really from Lamar over toward Greenfield, a little thunderstorm just north of Sarcoxy, just east of Carthage and Avila over toward Mount Vernon. This cluster is going to slide south and east So most of us, it's not going to affect us. Let's go west. Here's what we're watching later on tonight. This complex out across the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, that will start to at least affect some of us a little bit later on tonight. High pressure in charge. These little waves kind of jump over and then slide in. That's what we've seen over the past couple days. We just haven't got a lot of rain from it. All right, let's go through time. Here's 8 p.m., a few isolated thunderstorms. As we continue through the night, you can see the rain picking up western counties. Here's 1 a.m. Let's continue through the overnight hours. We're going to stop at 4:30. Heaviest rain slides along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. Maybe a few stronger storms once you get down toward Grand Lake, but once you get north of I-44, it's very scattered. So not like consistent rain, but at least some rain. Showers, a few thunderstorms continue into the morning hours, and then most of this rain is going to roll out as we go through the daytime hours for us tomorrow. So our best chances, of course, throughout the afternoon or through the overnight hours tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, there may be an isolated storm, but most of us are going to be dry. High temps, lower 80s. All right, let's go into tomorrow night. Another complex kind of clips our southwestern counties. So again, most of us will stay dry from this. A few isolated storms into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Looks pretty good. Temperatures into lower 80s of 4 highs. So rainfall tonight, heaviest stays right along that Kansas, Oklahoma state line, and then kind of into our southern counties. Very splotchy north of that, so most of us aren't going to see a whole lot of rain, but at least a little bit of rain. So morning showers and thunderstorms, a few scattered ones tomorrow night. Sunday in general looks good. A lot of clouds, high temperature right around 85. So temperatures are great over the next 2 days. Back to 93 on Monday. Some morning thunderstorms Tuesday. Wednesday just hot, near 100, 101 on Thursday, 102 next Friday. So it really heats up for us next week.
I saw some areas looking at maybe 1/100th of an inch.
It's better than none.
Barely. I guess it's taunting us is what it's doing. Thanks, Doug. They're going to be celebrating till the cows come home in Neosho, Missouri. The 56th annual Newton County Fair is underway at the fairgrounds, and among other things, it features all kinds of livestock shows. A lot of young people get a chance to show their animals and maybe learn a thing or two in the process.
For the exhibitors, it's just it's a huge part of their life. It gives them a great amount of responsibility and learning to work together and trust their animals, and their animals trust them. So overall, in general, it's just a huge benefit for everyone involved.
It's not just livestock shows. The fair also includes food vendors, commercial exhibits, and a carnival that runs through tomorrow. Rock, here you have some big news coming out of the Mink League for both the Joplin Outlaws and the Nevada Griffins.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to reveal the 2023 Mink League All-Star roster and tell you which players will represent the Outlaws and the Griffins in this weekend's All-Star game. Plus, Pittsburgh State's Cordell Tench is ready to compete for Team USA in the USA Track and Field Outdoor Championships this weekend. We'll go through the details coming up next on Sports. The 2023 Mink League All-Star Game kicks off this Sunday in Chillicothe. The Outlaws will have 9 players represent Joplin. Meanwhile, the Griffins will have 5 players represent Nevada. So here we go, representing the Joplin Outlaws in the 2023 Mink League All-Star Game. We'll start off with the infield, Landon Meyer and Jarrett Nelson. Then we head over to the outfield now. It will be Garrett Chun, Colton Reynolds, and Caden Bressler. Full sweep there. And then the pitchers representing Joplin are Chris Massey, who's a Mink League player south of last week, player of the week, and Logan Rains, and Will Elijah, and Luke Schmedding. We'll now head over to the Mink League South to see who's representing the Nevada Griffins in the All-Star Game. Starting off with the infielders, J.C. Barry, London Pendleton, Graydon Miller. Then along with the pitching side of things is Joey Funk, Gage Hayes, and once again, your 2023 Mink League All-Star players from Nevada. They will head to Chillicothe for the All-Star Game this Sunday. The Joplin Outlaws on the baseball side, meanwhile, had a 6-game winning streak snapped last night. However, Joplin still remains in first place in the Mink League South. Joplin taking on Chillicothe Mudcats on their annual road trip up there. Good news is if you're Joplin Outlaws All-Star, you won't have to go very far for the All-Star game this weekend. This game's already underway. Currently sit in the third inning. At the moment, the Outlaws are down 6-4 to the Mudcats. This weekend, Pittsburgh State Gorilla Cordell Tinch will be competing in the USA Track and Field Outdoor Championships in Eugene, Oregon. Tinch is set to be competing this Saturday in 2 events, the men's long jump as well as the 110-meter hurdles, which Tinch is already the Division II national champion in the 110 hurdles. He's led Pitt State in both the indoor and outdoor track national titles. Now Tinch is set to represent his country in one of track and field's biggest stage.
I mean, USA right now is #1 in the 110 hurdles. I mean, we have 3 of the top 4 in the world right now. And so you know that competition is going to be high. You know the competition is going to be at a premium level. And so he has to know how to handle that. And it's a good situation for him to be in. And he embraces that. He understands it. He's excited for that challenge. And it's just a new level for him. But he's ready for it. He's doing well.
We shift gears to baseball now. Back to Major League Baseball, really. The St. Louis Cardinals are in the Windy City tonight. Instead of facing their typical Northsider foes, they take a trip to the South Side, taking on the Chicago White Sox. This game's set to begin at 7:10 p.m. I'll have a final score update tonight at 10. Over in the American League now, the Kansas City Royals are in Cleveland tonight, taking on the Guardians. The final series, the first half for both these teams before the MLB All-Star break next week. This game is just getting underway. At the moment, Royals, there is no score in Cleveland.
So the good news for the Royals is they are not losing yet.
They are not losing yet. We'll take it.
We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on the faith-based program helping people recover from substance abuse. Plus, we're going to learn about boat drag racing event happening tomorrow at Grand Lake and why cybersecurity experts say ransomware attacks on schools are going to become more common, and hear how schools can fight back. Those stories and a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Folks with bad blood are making their way to Arrowhead Stadium tonight in Kansas City. By folks, we're talking about Swifties or Taylor Swift fans. And a lot of places in town are rolling out the red carpet to welcome those fans for the concerts going on there. The Westin and Sheraton are completely sold out this weekend, being overtaken by Swifties. To get into the spirit, the hotel is having lots of photo ops, a lavender haze lemonade upon check-in, and even a string quartet playing some of Swift's greatest hits. The general manager at the Westin and Sheraton says they were booked the second tickets went on sale for this tour, and he's never seen anything like it. There's going to be a concert tonight and then again tomorrow.
She is a mega superstar.
It's going to be like a Chiefs game out in Arrowhead almost.
I think so. It will be packed for sure. Around here, we could use some rain.
We could. We're going to get scattered showers and thunderstorms in here, especially after midnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Then a high of 84, 85 on Sunday. A slight chance for a few showers Sunday morning.
And a final sports note.
Cordell Tinch will be competing for Pittsburgh State tomorrow night at the USA Outdoor Track and Field Championships. By my knowledge, it's supposed to start around 7:30 p.m. Central. So good luck to Cordell.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with a live look at Arrowhead concert, which is just about to kick off. If you see Swift, tell her Quick said hi, and let's make it a great evening.